In this episode of The Wellness Exchange, we talked to Carlos Bracamontes, who is the Hidalgo County Precinct 2 Indoor Sports Complex Fitness Manager. In the first part of the video, we discuss heart health and discuss some of the exercises that you can do to keep a healthy heart. And in the second part of the video, Carlos shows us some ways to use some of the equipment that they have there at the Indoor Sports Complex. We hope you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to subscribe. Welcome, Carlos.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So, how exactly is physical activity beneficial?
So, exercising gives the muscles the ability to pull out oxygen from the blood. And so, remember, the blood has to go to all extremities. So what does that mean? That means that your heart is always pumping. So it's just depending on your healthy or not. If you're an athlete, your heart rate is always going to be lower or higher. So, you know, scientifically, generally speaking, you want to have your heart, your beats per minute from 60 to 100. That's a normal heart rate. Okay. Anywhere below 60 is below your resting heart rate. Okay. And then anything above 100 is above the heart rate. So necessarily, if you have a super low heart rate, doesn't mean that you're in big trouble. You could be a super athlete, an Olympic trainer, somebody that does like a lot of exercise. And so since your heart is very, very healthy, when it's not doing exercise, it's going to be very, very calm. Oh, okay. Like a cat. You've heard a cat. Okay, so that's what happens with your heart. Oh. Now, there could be the other a type of low heart rate where you're lacking hydration. Oh, okay. Your heart is always going to tell you that it's low because it needs to be. It needs with the water. There's more ability for the heart to work better with hydration. Remember, hydration is key. 80% of your body is made out of water. Yeah. And so then, like I said, it just depends on the type of athlete or how healthy you are, your resting heart rate. So right now, I'm just sitting here, we're sitting here, and our heart rate is at a resting heart rate. Right. As soon as I get up and I start walking or doing something, now I'm above my resting heart rate. And that's where the aerobic and the anaerobic comes in. But we can talk about that, in a little bit.
So, moving on, how much exercise would you say someone needs, and generally, like, would somebody need to exercise every day?
So a normal person, generally, you could consider yourself doing about 150 minutes a week, and that's just regular, just walking, mowing your grass, stuff like that, or 75 minutes. It's condensed, but at a higher intensity. Okay. The 75 minutes of higher intensity, working out or doing a little bit more exercise at a higher intensity.
Okay, and that's per week, right?
That's per week. Okay. But remember, everybody's different. Everybody's different. A normal person, could probably sometimes do a little bit more or do a little bit less. What I would recommend is that before you start anything, if you don't know your heartbeats per minute, you don't know any of that, I would go get it checked with a doctor. Yeah. Like get a good little, hey, this is where I'm at, an evaluation. Evaluation, and that's where you can start. That way you have some type of like a foundation where you can start and you can monitor.
So I know you were saying, like, with our resting heart rate, it's good to have that as kind of a baseline, for just regular sitting down. But for exercise, is there a specific heart rate that people should aim for when exercising?
So that's where your aerobic and your anaerobic capacity, the levels jump in. So remember, aerobic means with oxygen. Okay. Anaerobic means without oxygen. And it can get a little complicated, but all you need to know is that being aerobic in an aerobic state is going to keep you healthier. You got to keep your heart going no matter what.
Okay, so that aerobic keeps the heart rate up.
Yes, okay. The aerobic. So that means above the resting heart rate.
Okay.
So remember, you can keep that up for 4 minutes and beyond, and you could, you're gonna keep your heart very healthy. And so a lot of people think that when you get older that no, pues, they can't work out anymore, they're fragile. Actually, what you're doing is you're going against them. So everybody, even the elderly, need to be doing something. They need to walk, even if they're in the wheelchairs, maybe pushing their wheelchair, maybe doing some type of movement with their hands where they keep their heart above the resting heart rate. Because if you tell a person to sit there and be complacent, then guess what happens? I like to put it into an oxidative state. And what that means is that's when inflammation starts setting in. Inflammation doesn't mean that, I got sore, I got inflammation from the working out. No, inflammation means anything that's radical, that's building in your body. So if you tell a person, you can sit there, you can stay there, they're gonna stay there forever, and what's gonna happen? They're never gonna move, and eventually what you're saying is, you know what, you can go ahead and I don't want to say that, but and so
it stops the body.
Yeah, it stops it, and I call it, you become inflammation.
Yeah, right.
And
just all over. Right?
Yeah, and then your body just stops.
Right. So it's good to keep it, no matter what you're doing, always having some form of movement. Right,
yes, and so with that said, you need aerobic, no matter what. Cardiovascular.
Right.
That's what we're talking about, the heart, right? Yeah. Right now. So you need to do cardio all the time. But remember that as we grow older, there's a condition that happens to everybody, men and women, which is called sarcopenia. I hope I said that right. Sarcopenia. So what happens is after turning 30 years old, every decade after that, you start losing muscle, testosterone.
Oh, okay.
Women go into menopause.
Right.
All right? And so how do you combat that, or how do you fight against that? You exercise. You do anaerobic.
Okay.
And what that does is that every time you're pushing your muscles, what you're doing is you're releasing cells that are helping build your bones and your muscles also.
Oh, okay.
So you need to always do some type of tear the muscle down and repair it.
Okay.
And that's what you're doing when you're doing anaerobic. And it doesn't have to be weights.
Right. Now that actually a good point to move on to this would be, what are some different, like not necessarily types of workouts, but styles of exercise that can keep our heart healthy? I know you mentioned cardiovascular, like movements and stuff. So what are those styles, I guess, that would help with your heart?
You can just wake up in the morning and do 4 sets of 10 squats. Do your basics, your push-ups. Your push-ups just covering your whole upper body. Your lower body, your squats, you're covering everything. You can do two things and just every day wake up and do 20 reps of this, 20 reps of that, and you can do all types of sets and reps, and
Yeah, and I know that can be really intimidating for a lot of people. Is like, do I do CrossFit? Do I do Zumba? Do I do like weightlifting, powerlifting, cardio? And I guess what you're saying, right, is like that it's not that complex. Like as long as you're moving your body and you're able to like get around in some way, move your arms, move your legs or something, that you can always keep up that capacity, right, to be healthy.
If you're an athlete and you're competing or doing some type of competition that involves very rigorous training, you don't honestly, like, and this is not to put down anybody because I did it all myself, you don't really have to do that. You can go to your gym and sign up for a class of aerobics, spinning, anything. Just make sure that before you do any of that stuff that they give you a little, a starter program, like something, or and yes. And another thing is, we're talking about working out and everything, but the most important part is your flexibility and your mobility. And a lot of people don't talk about that. You can actually do a workout just doing mobility and stretching out. And so if you're not mobile, if you're not flexible, and you go into a workout and you're gonna hate yourself.
it's going to have a big impact.
Oh yeah, and you're going to be like, I'll never do that again. Why? And it's just because we're not educated. A lot of people are not educated in this type of like training and exercise, the methods, you know what I mean, and what to do before. But I guarantee you go buy yourself one of those foam rollers.
Oh yeah.
And you've never done it before, and you roll out like for 30 minutes. I guarantee you're going to get sore.
Yeah. No, I've
and
done
because
that before,
remember,
yeah.
you're gonna release all that myofascia, all that the tightness, everything that. Remember, you haven't done any exercise in a long time, and so I mean, it's if you don't know, ask.
Yeah.
If you don't know, ask. You know, call. The gyms are always, you know, available to. Hey, they want business, so you ask them questions. I mean, they're gonna guide you.
So, do y'all offer like customized fitness classes for employees? If somebody wants to come in and I know that you like scale things back, but can an employee come in and ask kind of for something to do at home or anything like that?
Of course.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not a nutritionist, but I am a sports nutritionist. And so if you can know anything about sports, then, you know. So what we do is we give you advice. We're not doctors,
Right.
but we give you advice. So you come in here, hey, I haven't worked out for a long time. I've been eating this. So all we do is we take a paper, we write down exactly, but you gotta be honest with us.
Right.
And tell us exactly what you've been, your diet, the whole day, your meals, when you do your exercise, this and that. And all we do is go back in there and we modify things.
Okay.
We take this out, we put that, you know, and then we start you off really slow at doing things to your ability. And not only that, but we check your BMIs.
Okay,
and
awesome.
yeah, you know, we do all that stuff for you.
Yeah, so y'all have the scale that's capable of.
Yes, we have the
being-
scale,
Awesome.
and then we monitor you. We keep
The
the
records.
I don't keep it, but the county keeps this.
Right.
It's all, you know.
Yeah, awesome, awesome.
yeah.
That's really great. Those are some really awesome alternatives. If somebody maybe doesn't want to come in for the class, they can come in and maybe get something kind of written down for them to be able to do at home. So I guess that also kind of ties into like meeting specific goals for employees. So like, how do y'all kind of, you know, help people complete their goals? So let's say somebody wants to gain muscle or lose some body fat. How would y'all kind of help them achieve those specific goals, I guess?
So on that one, I'm going to say that we care. What we're all about is getting that person that hasn't done exercise ever. We want that person that stopped a long time ago because they went into the gym and they got discouraged. We want to just jumpstart them,
Right.
and we want to give them a better outlook on their exercise abilities and their, you know, just to become a little healthier.
Yeah.
And we, you know, give them that advice.
Yeah.
You know, and it's advice. It's not.
Right.
I'm not giving you
A plan or anything.
prescription.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, yeah.
you know, we're not doctors or anything like that.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, we can't give you a diet because, you know, a diet could work for somebody. A diet could work. May not work for somebody.
Right.
But we just give you advice. You know what? Maybe take this out, put this in. You know what? From my knowledge, you know, an avocado is a superfood. Whatever. You know, you can't go wrong with it. You know, stuff like that. You know, we make it very, very comfortable for you.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, no, that's going to be really great, I think, to be able to, again, you know, scale everything for each specific person and allow them to feel comfortable in the environment and everything. So that's really great. So for those, you know, I think we've talked about physical activity, like exercises. We've talked a little bit about how you can help with their specific goal setting and everything. So for somebody who isn't active right now, but wants to begin, you know, exercising, and of course with approval from their PCP and everything, or their home physician, what kind of beginner physical activities would you recommend for somebody who is like barely starting off? I know like those are the people that you really are encouraging to come into the sports complex to attend these classes and everything, which is really, really awesome. And so what maybe would you, what kind of actual like physical activity would you have them do, so that way they can just get a little bit of an idea into you know, what they might expect?
So, like I said, we have a structured workout. It's always a different workout, and our equipment is so awesome because it's functional equipment. What do I mean by that? Is that, let's say you get on the bike, you're not just working your upper body. You're not just working a bicep or a tricep. You're working your whole body, and then going back to the heart, thing. You're getting that heart rate up above, and sometimes you go beyond. And so once you start feeling, your heart's always going to tell your body, oh my God, I got to stop. You can ease up and still keep going. The equipment is non-impact, and all the equipment that we have here, the rowers, the bikes, the ski ergs, and then everything else. We don't do weights. Why? A lot of people are like, why don't you guys do weights? Well, because you're already carrying your own weight. Like, for instance, I weigh 175. If I start doing body weight movements,
you're already moving around.
I'm moving 175 pounds of weight. And that's what people don't understand. Of course, there's people that, like I said, if you're competing, don't get me wrong. That's weights are great. I do weights myself, I play rugby, and so you got it. But remember, that's not for everybody, And like you're saying, we want to get the people that are barely starting. And so we offer, our equipment is super, like I said, it's super awesome. And you get on it, you could go as fast, as hard as you want, or you can go as slow as you want, and you're still going to get a workout. That's how awesome this equipment is.
Definitely. We can see it all behind us. There's way more behind the camera that you can't see yet, but that's awesome. And I can definitely tell just by the environment here that y'all are very equipped to help with all employees, like regardless of their level of experience in exercise. So well, that's really great. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our employees kind of before we wrap up here?
Well, I just know, because a lot of people, like I said a little while ago, a lot of people are very like, oh, should I go or this or that. Guys, you know what? I love my job. Our coaches, they all love their job. And why do we love our jobs? Because we like to help out people. We like to get those smiles. Every time they get the workout, of course, not they're always going to have a happy smile through the workout. But then afterwards, I guarantee you, you're going to walk out of here with a happy smile. And that's what we're all about. It's not about the workout. It's about coming in here and just feeling something different. Hey, I did something. I accomplished something today that I wasn't doing before. And that right there is hope. Can you imagine what happens when you have hope?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today, Carlos. Wait, we're not done yet. Keep watching to watch Carlos and I demonstrate some equipment. So the second segment of today's Wellness Exchange interview is going to be a live demonstration with Coach Carlos Bracamontes. So Coach is going to show us how easy it is for all of our employees to get involved and join us here at the Precinct 2 Indoor Sports Complex.
First of all, we want to show you the famous whiteboard with a mobility. Like I said, we never want to do stretching. We do mobility at the beginning. The stretching is at the end. This is the workout here. This is your mobility, and it's all structured. This is about 45 minutes. So for instance, today, we're going to go over the 3 pieces of equipment that we have here. These are functional pieces of equipment, of course. We have the rower, okay? And we have the ski erg, okay? And then the last one over here, this is the dreaded assault bike. Don't get me, it doesn't mean anything bad, okay? So this here it actually mimics an actual a person rowing in the water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the person over here, and I'm going to get on the rower. All right, I'm going to start it. I'm going to show the person. This is where you do. You start here, just row. All right, these are your pedals. All right, you make sure you're on there nice and tight. There's 3 things you need to learn about the rower. Okay, the first one is the catch position, the drive, and then the recovery. Very simple, those 3 things, and you're awesome. You're on your way to become the fittest person in the world. Okay, so here we go. So what we're doing here, Dana, is this is what you call the catch position. This is where you start, okay? Nice back straight through the whole thing, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive. This is where all the power comes from. The power comes from you, not from the equipment. We put it into the equipment, all right?
Okay.
So it's resistance, remember that, okay? So what you're gonna do from the catch position, you're gonna drive with your legs first and then use your upper body. So it goes like this. Release, come back. There where I came back, that was my recovery. And because you're wondering when to breathe, when not to breathe, all right? So catch, drive, release, recover. And so you just keep doing that right there. It's super easy. And if you're doing something wrong, we're always there to make sure that we correct you. All right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Diana, all right, jump on the rower, okay?
Let's see.
So nice and tight, right?
tight.
Because the power comes from right here, okay? You're not pulling, you're pushing, all right? With your heels, all right? So she's gonna grab the handle. She's gonna start at the catch position, okay? And then she's gonna drive all the way back, touch stomach, release. And now she's recovering. Now she gets into the rhythm of that. Release, there you go. Remember the legs? There you go.
Yes.
The way you came back,
Yes.
the way you came up is the way you're gonna come back down. Okay. No problem. Now, can she go hard or can she go easy? Well, let's say today's workout was 10 minutes of just easy rowing. So all you're gonna do is row for 10 minutes, easy, relaxing. Look, she's smiling. Now, if the workout was in intervals or anything like that, she would be going harder. Now you pull harder. There you go. Harder pulls. There you go. Now you can always see the difference in their faces. Awesome. Okay, so that's the rower, all right? And now you're gonna make sure that she's unstrapped from there.
There you go.
And we're always gonna ask, how are you doing?
Great.
Do you feel faint or dizzy?
No.
Then you keep going. So now we're gonna walk to the skier. This one here mimics also going on the slopes, believe it or not, all right? The only thing is that this keeps you balanced all the time. You don't keep falling, all right? Okay, so this one, just like the Concept 2 rower, it's got the same mechanism, all right? It's got the 360 little fan there. And on this one here, real simple, you come over here, you turn it on, we show you everything, and there's a little damper here. A lot of people think that this damper is, oh, the higher you go, the more intense. No, all that means is in other words, if you're going on you're going up on the slope super high, that's more intensity. So that's all it means. You're either gonna go up, or if you're coming down the slopes, it gets a lot easier, right? So what? You go low, all right? So depending on the workout, we got you covered on all that. So this one's basically what you're gonna do to make that fan go 360 around. All you're gonna do is you're gonna stand, bring your hands from the top, you're gonna pull down, and then use your hips very slightly. And then come back around. Get into a rhythm, just like you did with a rower. So Diana, are you looking at me?
Yes.
Does this look hard?
No.
All right, when we stop, we just bring them here, and you step away.
Okay.
You ready to try it?
Yeah, that
All right,
seems easy.
here we go.
Enough. Okay, so find my footing, grab
onto those first. There you go.
Okay, and I'm gonna squat and pull, right?
Well, you're gonna pull from the top first
from
and
the
then
top?
use your hips.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There we
Come
go.
a little closer. Very, there you go. Remember, we're always here to help you. Hard pull from the bottom, from the top, and then use your hips. Don't use your back. Remember, use your hips. Keep your back straight. Now, do it at a real relaxed. Like I said, if the workout was 10 minutes, you'd be doing this for 10 minutes. No problem, right?
No.
You're working your whole body. This is a functional movement, okay? She's working all the body. Now, let's say we were doing intervals. You're gonna go for 3 seconds. You're gonna go as hard as you can. Ready?
Okay.
And go. 1, 2, 3, relax. There you go.
Awesome.
No problem, right? Okay,
No.
so now, wait, I forgot to ask her. How do you feel?
Good.
Faint or dizzy?
Okay. No.
No? So we keep going. All right. So the next one here is, we call it the dreaded assault bike, okay? Because this one really works your body. It's a little different from those, okay? Why? Because the more the more power you put into it, the more it's gonna take out of you, all right? And so I'm gonna get on here and we're gonna coach you through all this. There's nothing that you need to go study, homework, or anything on this. This is real self-explanatory. We tell you either meters, miles, or watts, okay? But you know, it just depending on the workout, okay? So basically on this one, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on, all right? And I'm gonna go, all right? So now as you can see, I'm not just working my upper body, I'm working my lower body, I'm working my upper body, all right? Real simple, all right? Okay, so now I'm gonna have Diana get on the bike. Okay, so now that you're on there, what I'm gonna have you do is just real relax.
Okay.
Go on the bike. You see what I mean, guys? You gotta come in here and try it for yourselves. So now for instance, let's say she was doing a 10-minute workout like she did with Aurora, and real chilled out for 10 minutes.
Very chill.
Guys, believe it or not, she's already burning calories. She's already above the resting heart rate, all right? So she's burning super good calories. She's not only doing aerobic, but she's doing anaerobic. Why? Because she's doing resistance with that fan that's helping her muscles, work her muscles, okay? So now for instance, let's say she was doing intervals. And this is where the bike gets a little bit harder, but guys, it's no problem. The more you put into it, it's up to you, whatever you want to put, or the less, okay? So what I'm gonna have her do is I'm gonna have her go out loud for 3 seconds, okay?
3 seconds. All
3
right.
seconds.
That
and
doesn't seem bad.
And believe it or not, a lot of people think my knees are gonna hurt. Nothing, guys, nothing. This is real low impact, okay? All right, so ready, guys?
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, a little, it takes your air out, right? A little bit. Yeah. Okay.
It makes you work.
It makes you work, guys. So this is the type of training you're always gonna expect when you come here, guys. Remember, you can go as hard as you want. We're gonna make sure that you don't go hard to where you're gonna be in trouble, or you can go as you could take it to your ability. All right, guys. So these are the equipment you're going to see all the time. We're not always going to do the same equipment. We're going to do body weight movements. We're going to show you how to do the movements. If you can't do it your way, we can show you another way where we're going to scale it for you. Anything. We do sit-ups, squats, push-ups, I mean everything. Anything that's body weight, anything that's functional, we do it here. We don't need to do weights because why don't we need to do weights? What am I carrying already? What are you carrying already?
Weight.
Your weight, whatever you weigh. I weigh 175, guys. If I do a burpee and I come back up, I'm working out 175 pounds. Now imagine if I do reps and sets. Wow, that's a workout. Your heart rate is above your resting heart rate.
Yeah, I already broke a sweat just doing those few things, but I also don't feel super out of breath. I feel very, very capable of doing more reps and more sets, definitely. So I think one class here in the morning, in the afternoon, during lunchtime would definitely be a really great addition to my day.
And let me ask you something, all right? And so what's the best thing that you liked about coming in here to this class? What did you really, wow, man, what?
No, I think definitely just the attitude of all like the trainers and the coaches and yourself here was really welcoming, and I definitely feel like I can achieve like any goal that I would set out to, whether it's small or big or something. I also really enjoy the equipment that y'all have here. There's so much opportunity to benefit myself and benefit anybody who steps in here. So there's a lot of every single type of equipment. So however big the class would be, you can tell that you can really sustain to have these workout classes here for our employees. So definitely was a really great opportunity to come out here and participate in this. I think it's really going to hopefully bring in a lot more of our employees to these classes, and it's really going to be able to benefit them.
So from the little that you were here, Would you highly recommend this to anybody?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the facility, the staff, the equipment, the motivation behind everything. And this is a great place for, I know that you have lots of baseball teams coming in and practicing for the community. Y'all really do a lot of outreach within the community, which is really awesome. And I think this is a really great place for our employees. And I know some people, although we are in precinct 2, I know some people do come in from other precincts and everything. Everyone is welcome. You don't, as long as you're a Hidalgo County employee, you can come to these fitness classes. Yes, we are all Hidalgo County employees, so everyone is welcome at these fitness classes. So we highly encourage everyone to come get involved. Thank you again so much, Carlos, for showing us all of the capabilities that you have here at the Precinct 2 Indoor Sports Center. And thank you so much for showing us the workout today.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
All right.